How's it going, everybody? My name is Ben Mott, and I have been trying to get this YouTube channel going for many years, but haven't felt that it was authentic to post when I haven't been posting, which has been majority of the time. But what I try to help people do is generally navigate spiritual awakening and reality itself, because I kind of think that reality itself is one big spiritual awakening. And what I want to talk about today is that I've been really observing this thing in my life where reality, as it seems, the physical world, is not the real world. It's not the place where things happen or where they're manifested from. It's the place where they get manifested, but it's not where they manifest from. It's not the place that anything's created from. This third dimension, physical world we live in, all of our relationships and everything that happens outside of us, everything that happens with some kind of human egotistical attachment, none of that's real. It's all, it is real in a sense, but it's more like a really convincing dream than it is real. And I have been going through this experience where I've been, over the years, realizing my experience with reality to not be based in the physical world, and it's based in the energy world. It's based in the karma and the thought patterns and the cycles and all of the preset energy programs that you have to let run out, that none of us really get to fully stop, which is why none of us can do the things that people have been able to do, that like ascended masters like Jesus or others who've been able to access levels beyond the matrix. Most of us aren't going to do that in this lifetime, I don't think, but I do think that we're supposed to try to figure it out. And I think that the number one conspiracy theory for all time is that there's beings that don't want you to wake up and don't want you to realize what you really are, and don't want you to realize who you really are and what your capabilities are and who you've been and what everyone else is and how this whole system works. Because when we truly understand it, and not in a belief kind of way, but in an experiential way, in a way that you get the return on the investment, the reality confirms the outside reality, the random world confirms that it's not random, that there's some kind of system behind it. And when you learn to work with that system, reality stops becoming a random physical thing where things just happen to you, and it becomes something where reality is happening for you, and it's created it's created by the higher aspects of yourself to give you the best possible experience. But when we don't understand the system, it's kind of like being a child and not really knowing what's good for you, and having to go, like the mother tells the kid to not touch the stove, and sometimes the kid doesn't want to listen, and he's curious even though she told him it will hurt, and he doesn't listen, and he needs to go touch the stove. And so reality has a natural way of teaching. The problem is that you can get kind of kicked down and in a depressive, burnt out kind of state, where the negative reinforcement, the karmic cycle, can become something hard to break out of, especially in this lower dimension that we exist in here on this planet, that I think we're currently in the process of breaking out of. But yeah, so I really just wanted to try to communicate to you guys, whoever finds this interesting and helpful, um, that you don't have to see reality as something that is fixed or random, and that you can trust that reality is based in energy. And quantum physics has started to prove this. It's the ancient yogic philosophies are older than every religion system that we have, and all of the religions, from my perspective, seem to work on this same kind of philosophy on some level or another, which is basically this: they're all uh, picking up pieces that are true, and and then maybe having some human error in the process as well. And so they're all pointing at the same thing, which is the truth. And the truth is why there used to be mystery schools and a much different thought process on how to have spirituality and spiritual community. It did not used to be so neutered, where there's not really a whole lot of potency and a whole lot of profound spiritual breakthrough that manifests in tangible, profound ways. I was raised Christian, and I've obviously since I believe in Christ. I think he was a real guy, but I have different perspectives on all of that from the upbringing I was raised with. But even the Bible has this mythology weaved into it, and the Bible is what most of the Western world is based on, and a lot of the world in general, the theology of that. So I'm kind of rambling, but the point that I'm trying to get across is the fundamental thing that's going to help you wake up and figure out, not even figure out, but help you start to become the real version of yourself and start to figure out who that is and start to be able to step into those shoes and really have a better life where the Matrix doesn't have you, is by the biggest thing, I think, is one of the biggest things at least, is seeing reality, starting to try to see reality as an illusion, like throughout your day, like the relationships, the people, trying to remember and not get sucked back into this like monkey human body consciousness where we believe that we're the body and that this is the physical world. Try to imagine and think about the possibility that there is something else going on throughout your normal daily life, and look for opportunities to see through the veil. Because if you work with it and if you have the same intention as what your higher self has for you, it's very easy to manifest it. It comes in very quickly. And it requires a lot less effort, and there's a lot more synchronicity. And I think everybody's soul wants to realize that aspect of reality, that it's not physical, because it's just a lie. It's just something we should have been taught in school and in society, and our culture should understand. And there's hardcore evil keeping us from having that awareness, and keeping the technology that comes from the science that comes from that awareness. And there's a very different way humanity deals with life, and the way that a very different fundamental culture, from seeing the world as physical material and us as temporary little beings, versus starting to have more inner exploration and figure out who you are, and realize that we're not temporary little beings that are living this one lifetime, that we're souls that have potentially infinite lifetimes, and entanglements beyond time and space, and that it all does go back to one, and that the souls are all just a little bit more close to that one connection than we are down here. And if we lived with that, if we understand that scientifically, which is the point that I'm making, is don't just believe things, have the experience, and intend for those experiences it's an intention that your soul will get behind. It'll be very easy to create these experiences because it is the truth. It is a truth that wants you to access it. The truth likes to be perceived because it's who you are perceiving it, and it's like a reunion with yourself when you perceive the truth. So just try it out. Try to think about the possibility that this is all not so physical. And I still struggle to remember all the time. That's why I think it's such a good process, is because even though I've been trying for years, I still constantly am sucked back into the body, and this whole experience of gaslighting myself and what I know, so that my ego can try to run the game on me. So anyways, try thinking about, and throughout the day, how reality might not be physical and how you might be dreaming, like the way a dream feels. So I'm going to sign off. Food for thought. Hopefully I'll be back soon.